Hello, my name is Kira. I work in graphite and bronze to express and to study the impact of extreme isolation and dogmatic restrictions on femininity and female lived experience. As a child, I grew up surrounded by older, slightly more obscure folklore and folk music. I have found many of these stories and the female actors and archetypes that populate them to be useful both visually and symbolically in my art making. Most of my works feature a single female figure, as sequestration, isolation, and the freedom of choosing to be alone have played such a huge role in my life as a woman and in the social history of womanhood. I often see this personal and societal history reflected throughout legend and folktale. The sequestration of the virgin and the isolation of the wife within the male-controlled built environment versus the freedom and often the demonization of female entities that inhabit a spatial imaginary outside of society within the wilderness. These independent entities inform my current body of works, placing the figures that I show partly in a position of power and freedom, and partly in a state of vulnerability and ostracism. It is my hope that depending on the work, any of these emotions that occur in this precarious state of existence can be felt. The fear, the loneliness, the pride, the freedom, the independence. And of course, there are images woven in with these beings that speak to my own life and experiences, or lack thereof. The goat, the child, the honeysuckle, the cello, the starvation of the body, and the falling away of the skin. My current series of bronze work carries a similar theme and background. First and foremost, the pieces I create depict a horned woman in defiance of the rapacious masculinity of the horned gods and goat-like male entities that can be found in European legend. The animalistic demonization of sexuality in the Bible, and the gender essentialism present in the roots of New Age paganism. Secondly, as the name suggests, these pieces depict Eglisesti, a lone spirit of Gaelic origin whose female independence and sexual choice are often bestialized in her representations in folklore. To wear her likeness is a gesture of reclamation and a subversion of a narrative in which the women who exist by themselves and choose for themselves are monstrous or dangerous to society. For me, these pieces are intriguing because they have allowed me to take these themes, suggestions, and aesthetics out into the world with me as I seek an end to my own imposed isolation. I have performed in groups and by myself wearing these items, and have lent them to other women to wear during their movement. For me, this allows me to communicate what is most meaningful to me through visual art while moving freely within my chosen communities. It allows me to have a constant interchange between my creativity and the world that I continue to forge a place for myself in, and to directly touch the lives of the women who move freely and choose when to be seen and when to be left alone.